Boa tarde, good afternoon. My name is Rafael Pérez García. I am Juris Advisor in Valladolid, in the center of Spain. I confess this is my first experience in recording a presentation, and I'm afraid it won't be the last. You engineers and IT people sometimes make things easier, but easier doesn't seem necessarily funnier. In this case, I would prefer, of course, being in the beautiful Lisboa, being in company with you better than sending this recorded presentation. But that's life, and that's the budget is ruling, and we have to. I suppose it's better to communicate this way than no way. This conference is going to be handled in English by the request of my colleagues in Portugal. I know many of you know Spanish and could understand perfectly if I give it in Spanish, but English is supposed to be the international language, so I will give my presentation in English then. What we will talk about? We will talk about the Spanish labor market. We will do a general overview. Then we will talk about the engineering jobs in Spain. What are the surpluses and the shortages, the general ones, and what are the most demanded profiles. How and where to look for jobs is the next step. Then I will talk about what Juris Spain has to offer, what can we do for you, what can you expect from us to use this service and to make us useful to your job searching, and then some other relevant information that can be also useful in your job searching. So, first, the Spanish labor market. We will do a general overview. As you already know, the unemployment in Spain is a big drama. We have been in the head of the unemployment rates in all European Union. We have had more than 6 million job searchers with no job, both sexes. We reached the peak at the end of 2013 and the start of 2014. Now the tendency is to decrease, fortunately. If this decreasing is a tendency that will be confirmed in next years or not, we still don't know, but hopefully it won't grow again, because we think it has reached the top, the possible top. So from now on we expect it to go down little by little. Many of you know Spain, I suppose, maybe all of you know Spain. You know, we are a very big country and with very big regional differences. The regions in the north and the east are known to be with more economic activities, so with less unemployment, as you see in this graphic. We have Extremadura and Andalucía with more than 30% of unemployment, and then we have, for example, Basque Country with less than 18%, still high rate, but not so big. So that doesn't mean that all the economic activities are in the east and the north, for example, Basque Country or Madrid. We have also important activities in Galicia, for example, naval and automotive industry. Also in Andalucía, naval and automotive also. Madrid is a big center of activities, of course. And for example, in my region here, in my city, Valladolid, we have a very important automotive center in Renault. So we have for industry and for technical jobs, we have important centers all over the country. looking for a job in Spain. What can you expect? Of course, what you can expect is related to our labor market situation. As we have seen, Spanish unemployment rates are always high. They have been always high, even in the good moments. In the best moments, 2007, we had about 8% unemployment, which is, for example, for Germany, it would be the worst rate that they would have had in all their history. So that's so in Spain. A bit mysterious sometimes. We know the jobs are there, although sometimes statistics deny it. So don't you think that it's impossible to find a job in Spain, for the reason that it's a very high unemployment rate? Because it always has been at the same time quite important job offerings, and at the same time a quite high unemployment rate. So don't be scared because of this high unemployment rate. What is true is that many newly graduates don't have that many opportunities. So all the companies, engineering companies, and in general the employers are sometimes getting advantage of this situation, and they hire newly graduates as trainees or apprentices, but they really do a very highly qualified job. So the way to enter in the labor market in Spain when you are young, when you are not very experienced, is to maybe work in conditions that are not with very good pay, but dressed as trainee or apprentice. So that's a habit now, and it's sadly becoming more and more common. Another very important feature of our labor market is that employers mistrust the future of the evolution of our economy, so it's really difficult to get a permanent job. It's almost impossible to get a permanent job from the start. They will do first a temporary job, and then maybe, if the circumstances are good, you will have a permanent one. So we will talk now about engineering jobs. What are the most frequent, what are the shortages, surpluses, etc. This is a list not only for engineers but for graduates in general about the evolution of the first 4 years of different kinds of graduates, and which of them gets good jobs related to their grade or not. You see, the first ones are, as in every country, medicine doctors, but the fourth is the engineer specialized in automation and electronics. Also engineers in electronics, and then the IT computer systems is quite near. So you see in the rate of the most demanded graduates are some engineering, especially electronics and IT related and automatic systems applied to industry. So we still have uncovered demands. That doesn't mean that the vacancies don't have enough candidates, but that the employers sometimes they cannot find the ones they want to hire with the experience and the training they need. Uncovered demands are very, very frequent in IT, big data treatment. ITR as uncovered demands are always the first ones in the technological sector. Also, many vacancies with difficulties to be covered in organization process and process improvement, also related with the engineering of processes and organization. and also automation, electric, electronical, mechanical. On the other side, on the other end, the surpluses now are in all jobs related to the construction sector, especially civil engineering. We have this very expressive, very clear graphic about the public investments in civil works in Spain. These are thousands of millions of euro. You see, in 2006, my country invested 32,000 million in civil works, and in 2013 only 2,800 million, so less than 10%. That is, with this panorama, of course, many of the professionals, of the technical professionals that used to work in this sector in Spain, have had to go and look for jobs somewhere else, especially South America, North of Africa, Asia, and other countries of Europe. What are the most demanded personal features on published engineer vacancies? You have, I think it's quite similar to other countries. The companies want a person that can be a leader of a team. They want someone with teamwork and attitudes that tolerate stress, with good communication abilities and problem solving oriented. It's also always, you see that in the ads asking for new people to cover the vacancies, they value a lot the capability to learn and innovate, at least in theory. So, how and where to look for jobs in Spain? The labor market in Spain is not very transparent, I have to say, we have to admit. We have far more vacancies not published anywhere than the ones that are published. So, spontaneous applications are the way to go many times. If you have news about a company that is increasing activity, that has a new project, that can be with a good perspective, go to them, and don't be afraid of sending your CV, your application, even though no vacancy is published yet. The informal contacts are essential, so it's time to take advantage of remote communications, chats, forums, social networks, etc. Don't dismiss this kind of new ways to communicate. I think are the substitute of the old informal communication that can be only practiced on site, can be practiced with physical closeness. So, one more thing. Spanish employers ask for English skills in very highly qualified jobs, but they rarely speak English. So, Spanish language is essential. I think for Portuguese people is not a very important barrier, but you have to take it in account. You must address to the employer in Spanish if you can, and you have to prove that you can communicate in Spanish. About private agencies, in Spain are not so developed as in our environment in Europe, but they are growing and they are getting more and more importance. We will see later on some of them. I have made a very small or very concentrated summary of the principal general search engines in my country. These ones: Tu Trabajo, InfoJobs, InfoEmpleo, Monster. Some of them are multinational, some of them are national. now, of course, as the jobs are not so many, so in the last years they have not they are not publishing a very big amount of jobs, but these 6 that are in this slide may be the most important in Spain. Then there are other agencies that are specialized in executive or highly skilled jobs, like these ones you see in the slide. So those are not only for engineers, but also for financial sector people, to human resources, etc. These are very professional agencies with very well-trained teams that are specialized in selection of personnel. These are the ones that are the most important in the engineering sector. Okay, we won't go through all of them because it will take us the whole afternoon. But I will pass these links in my presentation so that you can have access to them. There have all hyperlink to the real job site, so that you can get informed and be candidate to the jobs that they have published. Now, we will talk a bit about what can we do for you. What do we have to offer you if you're wanting to use EURES Spain as a source of information or to get job. As you know, the EURES job site is too big, has a correct size for a general information site, but is too big of a job site to be practical to look for jobs. The EURES site, the general site. That doesn't mean you cannot get a job through them, but we have some problems in this site that are because of the high dimension and the diversity of precedents of the information. So many countries, as Portugal do, and we also do, we have a site that is devoted to the contents that we think are more important for the people that look for jobs from Spain to go out. Now we have assumed the role of sending country, so we have a site that you are seeing on the screen in which we highlight the vacancies that we think are more important. Maybe some of you know already this site. Many Portuguese people and many Portuguese engineers act as candidates to the vacancies that we have here. Of course, they are not close to Spanish candidates, of course, but it has a special orientation to Spanish people, and I think by the Spanish candidates can be very similar to the Portuguese. So I think this can be very useful for you too. We don't have only information about job vacancies. When we have a selection process, we put it here. Now, for example, there's no selection process in Germany, but these selection processes are especially interesting for Portuguese people, as we are quite close in space, in distance, and you can be there to make an interview to a company that comes to Spain to recruit people. We also try to have updated information about labor market, about how to look for a job in different countries, etc. So I think this site, we are in charge, the EURES Spain personnel, to maintain and to give information and to load information. So I think it's quite interesting for you too. What else? We have a new search engine that it is not a new thing, but it's a public employment service thing in Spain. It's called Empleate. Sorry, it's here. So it's supposed to act as a meta search engine, and we have here the vacancies that are published by our public employment service, and also by the main private agencies that publish in Spain. Let's see if it opens. See, so you have some kind of a carousel with the job vacancies, and usually you can find lots of them for engineers. And we also publish vacancies from other countries, but these are mainly vacancies in Spain. So our CEPE site, our EURES Spain site, is not a search engine but a notice board. So it's good to make periodic visits. We have, as we have seen, not only job vacancies but also other contents, and you can also find there information about subsidies to mobility, like your first EURES job 1 and other relevant programs related to European mobility. So I recommend you to have CEPE EURES in your favorites and to visit them in a periodic, constant basis. EURES Spain, we have also making an effort to be present in Facebook and Twitter, and maybe soon we will be in LinkedIn too. I'm quite proud of how we use these social networks. I think the use is quite efficient, and Twitter, we use it mostly for job callings, and Facebook, we use it more for general information, not only related to jobs that we are promoting, but also events, also programs or grants or traineeships programs, etc. So I recommend you. Now our growth is very big, and we have many Portuguese likers, but I encourage you to visit us, and because I think it's quite useful information for you. Our colleagues asked us about to inform about the recognition of diplomas and professional recognition. Here you have the link to our unique site to the professional recognition in Spain. You have an online service in which you can register, and if you can send your documents by telematic procedures, so you can start, and you can do all the procedures of professional recognition from your country, not having to travel from a start. So that is all that I wanted to tell you. I will be available to chat on this Thursday afternoon I think until about 19 or so Portuguese time. So thank you very much, and hope someday we'll meet in person. Thank you.